All right, I'm making garlic bread with fresh milled flour. Delicious. Welcome to White Shadow Fare. Make it homemade and make it with love. I started off by milling 230 grams of hard white wheat. Any hard wheat would work. And here are my ingredients: 230 grams of hard white wheat flour, 6 grams of salt, 7 grams of sugar, 5 grams of yeast, and 185 grams of warm water. Make sure that it is warm and not hot. If you haven't done so, please subscribe, give this video a like, and comment below. It would really help me. Now, this is considered a no-knead recipe, but there is a little bit of kneading at some point. 230 grams of that fresh milled flour is going into a large bowl. I don't need my mixer for this one. I'm adding that 5 grams of yeast. No-knead recipes are just so interesting to me because they work out, and yet you really aren't putting them in a mixer and kneading. The 7 grams of cane sugar, and that could be regular sugar, it could be brown sugar, it could even be honey, whatever you are most comfortable with. And then 6 grams of, I used real salt, but any salt that you like would work here. And you're going to whisk that together. So you're just getting your dry ingredients well mixed up so that you just don't have all your yeast in one place or all your salt in one place. And then we're going to pour in that water. So 185 grams of warm water. Once again, it should be warm, but it should not be hot. You don't want it above about 110 or 115 degrees. You're going to just bring this together to form a dough ball. If you ever made sourdough, it's going to be kind of in the same vein, but this is going to be a little bit thicker. And we need to give the fresh milled flour some time to hydrate, and this is the perfect recipe to do this. It's almost like a focaccia in the end. So I didn't really want to get my hands in here, but I didn't have much of a choice because it still seemed a little stiff and it was getting too hard to do with the spatula. So with some clean hands, I'm just kind of squeezing it together, and this is kind of the kneading part. I know it's a no-knead recipe, but there is a little bit of hands-on here. None of the flour should be seen, and once all the flour is gone, that's all there is to it. You're going to cover it up. Time is going to be what forms the gluten in this recipe. So I'm just using my spatula to get any last bits. You just want to get everything nice and wet so it can start to hydrate. And then you'll put a cover on this, and you're going to let it sit for 20 minutes. Now don't worry, after the 20 minutes is up, you aren't going to see much different in it, but that will come over time. And believe it or not, you will not have to really knead this at all. We were in town and we walked past a pizza shop that had cheesy garlic bread, and it just made me so in the mood for it, so I decided to make this. After our 20 minutes is up, we're going to take the lid off, and with wet hands, so you can use a little bowl of water to dip your fingers into, or you can spray your hands like I do. You're going to stretch the dough a little bit to the side, and I found that it didn't really want to stretch well, so I'm just kind of folding it over on itself back and forth, and this is kind of a kneading technique, and you're only going to be doing this for about 1 minute. And then I'm starting to pull the sides down to the bottom and making it very tight across the top, adding tension to the dough. So I'm grabbing the top and pulling it down and squeezing, and then turning the dough a little bit in my hands, pulling it down, squeezing at the bottom, turning it in my hands. Whenever the dough gets too sticky, just add a little bit more water to your hands. And after it is in a nice tight ball, you are going to let it rest with the cover on for another 20 minutes. Now that garlic bread smelled so good, I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I had to come home. I had to make something for dinner that was going to make us happy. And we were having salads for dinner, so this went along with it just great. So I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm wetting my hands. I stretched it a little bit, and then I'm pulling the top and making a nice tight ball. So that was our second set of stretches. And now we are going to do the third and final set, and I'm starting to feel that the dough feels like a normal dough. Because we've allowed it to hydrate and we've given it a few stretches in between our 20-minute break, we have great gluten development. No knead process. I didn't have to knead it for 10 minutes with my mixer. Time is what really kneaded this dough. So after you have done your third set of these, you're going to let it sit for yet another 20 minutes. And then at the end of that 20 minutes, you are going to place this into a pan with some olive oil. So I used a 13x9 ceramic pan, and I put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil on the bottom. That is all. And then I'm going to place my dough in there, so I want to get the olive oil completely spread around. And the olive oil isn't about it not sticking. It's just part of what makes this such a delicious dough. It's going to kind of get crispy on the edges. If you get to the point while you're moving this out, I'm just using the tips of my fingers and stretching it. I want it to get into the corners and everything. If it stops moving for you, just pick up your hands, give it about 5 minutes, and come back to it, and it will move for you. You just need to give the dough a little bit of a break. So I'm grabbing it, I'm stretching it, I flip it over to try to get a little bit of olive oil on the top as well. I am going to cover this up, and it is going to need to rise. Put it in a warm place. I just let mine sit on the counter. It took me about 90 minutes, but I do keep my house pretty cold in the wintertime. So anywhere from 90 minutes to maybe just an hour for it to rise. Now I'm going to make the garlic topping for this. So cooking over a medium-low heat, I put in 3 tablespoons of butter. I have these frozen cubes of garlic. It is just minced garlic with some olive oil. I put it in my food processor. I mince up a huge bag of garlic and put in some olive oil, and then I freeze it and cut it into little chunks. I need 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And if you don't have Italian seasoning, go ahead and just put some oregano and some basil in there. And then I just did a pinch of salt, do that to taste. And I noticed that some of my pieces of garlic were a little too big, and I figured nobody wants to bite into a huge piece of garlic. So I'm just using a knife and cutting it up. I'm really just getting everything warm. I'm not trying to cook this at all. So once everything is melted and the garlic is in there, I just turn it off and let it come to room temperature. Once my dough was nice and fluffy, I'm poking it a few more times, and I'm going to get all of that garlic on there and spread out over the dough. It smells divine. It smells like an Italian restaurant in my house with all this garlic going on. If you don't like the smell of garlic, this one is not going to be for you. I just had a bunch of fresh garlic that I got in the summertime, and I froze with some olive oil and cut it into those cubes. But fresh garlic would be best for this. And that buttery flavor, my mouth is watering just thinking about having this. It was so good. My husband isn't one to ask for things to be on repeat too often, but this garlic bread, he asked for it to be given to us again when we have pasta next week. So I know I'll be baking this often, and I know that that's high praise from him. I'm topping this with some fresh Parmesan cheese that I had grated, and then I had in my refrigerator some mozzarella as well. So I went ahead and put that on top. I cut my mozzarella into little cubes when I make my pizza, so I just had some left over from this past week's pizza. And this went so well. It's not a lot of cheese. I know it might look like a lot of cheese, but it really isn't a lot of cheese. This went so well with our salad, and my husband wanted to have some marinara to dip it in. So we baked it for about 20 minutes at 425 degrees. It would go perfect with any Italian meal or a salad like we had. So garlicky, so delicious. I really hope you're going to give this one a try because it is totally worth the effort, which is not much effort at all. Chef's kiss, this one is beyond delicious. Thank you for joining me at White Shadow Fare. Please give this one a try. I know you'll love it.